Well, Happy New Year, basketball fans and Ellsbury fans in particular, who I hope are tuning in on this very, very cold and sleepy Monday afternoon. It feels like an odd day and time to start off this Clopton tournament, but why not? Everybody's here and ready to go. This is Adam Presswood. Chris and I are coming at you live from the old gym at Clopton High School. We're about 2.5 minutes away from the first round of the Clopton tournament, in which our Ellsbury Lady Indians will square off against the Wellsville Lady Tigers. The Lady Tigers are going to send up, and I'm going to announce all 7 players that we have in the lineup. There are only 5 participating in warm-ups, and I don't know, they're still in their warm-up jerseys, so I don't know the numbers. But we're going to see Brooke Peckham, number 3, a junior. Lucy Schneider, number 4, a sophomore. Allison Ahrens, number 11, a senior. Bria Oberhaus, number 12, a junior. Elizabeth Burdick, number 13, a sophomore. Hannah Slavinsky, number 22, a junior. And Rebecca Sewell, and I apologize if I'm pronouncing that incorrectly, wearing number 23, she's a freshman. The head coach for Wellsville Middletown is Sabrina O'Haron, and the assistant coach is John Slavinsky. For Ellsbury, who will have a much deeper bench than will Wellsville, we're going to see Kaylee Martin, number 2, a senior guard. Tanisha Henderson, wearing number 9. Tanisha Henderson wearing number 4, a freshman guard. Claire Henry wearing number 10, a junior forward. Kylie Kinsler wearing number 12, a freshman guard. Josie Horn wearing number 15, a junior guard. Sydney Pickard wearing number 20, a senior guard and forward. Tess Weekly wearing number 24, a junior guard. Megan Hagemeyer, number 25, a junior forward. Madison Kinsler, number 32, a senior guard. Anna St. Pierre, number 41, a senior forward, and Tyra Henderson, number 43, a freshman guard and forward. The head coach for Ellsbury is Carrie Koch-Dow. The assistant coaches are Trudy Bull and Brittany Koch-Dow. And we will be right back with you just as soon as we find out if they're running a national anthem or anything more official than that before this game starts. Bear with us.
I don't think we're doing one.
Yeah, I don't think we're doing a national anthem or the announcement of starting lineups. So there you have it. Every game's a little bit different. So out on the floor now for Ellsbury, number 41, Anna St. Pierre. Number 15, Josie Horn. Number 2, Kaylee Martin. Number 32, Madison Kinsler. And number 25, Megan Hagemeyer. Wellsville sends out everybody they've got. Number 3, Peckham. I'll bring him to you as I get him. Number 4, Lucy Schneider, I believe, is jumping. And Wellsville Middletown controls the tip-off. Number 13, Elizabeth Burdick, is also out there, as is number 11, Allison Ahrens. And number 22, Hannah Slavinsky. Wellsville on the outside. There's a baseline drive. And the blocking foul, I think, called against St. Pierre. Wellsville inbounds. It was a risky pass. It paid off. It's last touched by Ellsbury, and Wellsville keeps it, pardon me, underneath their own. Wellsville for the 3. No good off the back. They get the rebound. There's a pass into the high post, and she kicks it back out over onto the right side. Another baseline drive. Good pick set. The shot doesn't fall, but they draw the foul. That's on number 41, St. Pierre, I believe her second. And it sends Brooke Peckham to the stripe. Where she hits the first, and Wellsville Middletown gets on the board first, 1-0. Peckham hits them both. All right, Madison Kinsler and Josie Horn in the backcourt. Kinsler brings it across the timeline and goes to her left. Horn, oh, thought about the three. Inside now to Hagemeyer, whose shot doesn't fall. She gets the rebound and is triple teamed, and Wellsville comes away with the ball. Off the glass, it doesn't fall. Wellsville gets the rebound. The putback doesn't fall. Here comes Kaylee Martin for Ellsbury. That last shot attempt was put up by Lucy Schneider. In fact, both of the last two shot attempts. St. Pierre with the high, dangerous pass to Kinsler, who nearly loses it but gets it back. Hagemeyer with a cross-court pass to Martin. Martin for the long two. It's no good. Rebounded by Kinsler. The shot off the glass falls and the game's tied. Wellsville in the backcourt, where they're called for steps. Martin to Horn, Horn to Kinsler on the right side. Kinsler gives it right back and they reverse it. And Kaylee Martin is fouled and nearly killed on that play.
God love her, she bounces right back up.
My goodness, she didn't bounce back up as quickly as she has at times in the past. That one hurt just to watch, and she's a little shaken up. They tried to put her through the floor, and the ball goes back to Ellsbury. That foul was against number 3, Brooke Peckham. Tess Weekly's shot from the high post didn't fall. It's nice to see her back out there. Let's see how long it takes Ellsbury to gel around her. She was the leader until her injury. Weekly for 3, no good, rebounded by Wellsville. Nice turnover forced by Ellsbury. No, Wellsville gets it back. Baseline drive by the Tigers. Foul on the floor. The shot wouldn't have counted anyway, and it's going to be against number 25. That is Hagemeyer. She checks out, and Claire Henry is going to come in for her. Wellsville for the 2, no good, rebounded by Henry, and Wellsville forces the jump ball, and it's going to go Ellsbury's way. Weekly with a nice pass into Henry. It's out of bounds. Last touch by Wellsville. Kinsler inbounds. Henry has it on the outside. She gives it up to Horn. Horn with nowhere to go. Finds Kinsler on the outside. Kinsler with the baseline drive and the 2. It's good. A 4-2 Ellsbury lead, but not the lead I thought I would see.
Nope.
Wellsville ties it at 4 apiece with just over 4 remaining in the quarter. Horn at the high post, the bounce pass back out to the top of the key. Kinsler swings over to the left, finds Weekly. Weekly for the 3, it's no good. Rebounded by Henderson, and Tyra Henderson puts it back up and gives Ellsbury a 6-4 lead. Oh,
Steps
Wellsville,
again.
yeah, Wellsville, Middletown. That travel, obvious to everybody in any gym in the United States.
Got in a little bit of a hurry.
Did the ball actually go out into the hallway?
Must have. The ball and the ref disappeared.
All right, Weekly inbounds to Kinsler in the backcourt. The bounce pass to Claire Henry is picked off by the Lady Tigers.
Wow,
Baseline
nice
pass, and Wellsville Middletown misses a shot, but it was a nice play. Oh, they get it back, and they draw the foul. That's the block against Claire Henry. And the first charity shot falls as Kaylee Martin and Kylie Kinsler check in. Madison Kinsler and Josie Horn take a seat. The second shot clips webbing, and it's tied at 6. Weekly brings it across the timeline for Ellsbury, and the Lady Indians slow it way down. Martin now, and she gives it right back. Kinsler with the bounce pass into Henry. Henry triple teamed and gives it up. Kaylee Martin now from the high post. The shot doesn't fall, and the Lady Tigers have it back. First shot didn't fall. The Tigers got the rebound. That one missed as well, and here comes Ellsbury. Martin for the long two, no good. Rebounded by Kinsler, who stayed in bounds, and she got the ball to Weekly. Weekly into Henry at the high post. She has no choice but to turn around and give it right back. A near steal by Wellsville Middletown, but Weekly hangs on. Henderson to Henry, and that one is picked off. Just over 2 minutes remaining here in the first quarter, and the Lady Tigers have the ball with a 6-6 tie. Nice work by Henry, but Wellsville hung on. And another foul against Claire Henry. Megan Hagemeyer and Madison Kinsler check back in for the Lady Indians as a timeout is called, and we'll be right back.
At Ellsbury Pharmacy in Medicine Shop in Troy, we know what a pharmacy is meant to be. We take the time to know you and your healthcare needs. Most prescriptions are filled in 15 minutes or less, and we offer free local delivery and a friendly and knowledgeable staff to answer your questions. Better service, better value, better healthcare. Locally owned and operated, and proud to be your local independent pharmacies in Ellsbury and Troy. Visit us online at medicineshoprx.com.
All right, we're back. 1:52 remaining. 6-6 the score, and Wellsville Middletown with possession. They inbound right underneath the basket. The shot was wasted.
Had a wide open look.
Martin on the outside, nowhere to go. Finally finds Kinsler. Kinsler steps in for the long two. It's no good. Rebounded by... Oh, they're going to call a foul on number 3. That is Brooke Peckham. Kinsler inbounds to Martin, who races over to the right side and gives it right back to her. Kinsler for what would have been a long two. No good. Rebounded by Tyra Henderson, who banks it back in. That is out of bounds, last touched by Ellsbury as Kylie Kinsler tried to save it way too late. Lady Tigers for two, in and out. They briefly held the rebound, but Ellsbury has it back. Kinsler from the top of the key, and it falls. That was nice. 11-6, a little bit more insurance for Ellsbury as they go up by 5.
Oh, she got away with the double dribble.
Yes, she did. All right, it's out of bounds. Last touch by Ellsbury. The Lady Tigers inbounds. The 2 falls, and it's 11-8. They're not going anywhere anytime soon. I'm amazed.
In warm-ups, they had some shooters.
They did, but I remember facing them in softball, and they are tough. They fight. 12 seconds left. Ellsbury wants to get the last shot. It's tipped away.
Yep. Court pass.
Tipped away by Wellsville, who has 4 seconds. And with 1.5 left, Wellsville draws the foul.
We're going to be shooting 3 free throws now.
That one is against Megan Hagemeyer. I think it's her second. And the first one is off the front of the rim. The second one bounces in to make it a 2-point game. And the third one misses as well, so it stays 11-9. There's the buzzer ending the first quarter, 11-9 in favor of Ellsbury, and we'll be back.
You know, the people pulling the strings are usually hard to reach in today's mega bank world. But here at People's Bank and Trust, you deal with the decision maker. At our community bank, which is what good banking relationships are all about. We all live and work right here. With us, you pull the strings. We're People's Bank and Trust. Troy, Hawk Point, Winfield, O'Fallon, Ellsbury, and Bowling Green. Financial security right here at home. Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
You're listening to the Indian Sports Network, courtesy of the Ellsbury Democrat. Log on to www.ellsburydemocrat.com today.
All right, fans, back now with a fresh 8 minutes. If you're just joining us, the score once again is 11-9 in Ellsbury's favor. Wellsville Middletown starts off with possession and the inbound at the timeline. All right, there's a backcourt violation against the Lady Tigers. Ellsbury gets it back. Chris, this is such a quiet gym. I'm always afraid to talk louder than this.
I know, me too.
I feel like I'm broadcasting the Westminster Kennel Dog Show or something. And Kinsler's shot doesn't fall. It's in and out. There's a near steal by Ellsbury. It's out of bounds, and it'll go back to the Lady Tigers. Baseline drive, or a shallow baseline drive by Wellsville. The shot doesn't fall. Tess Weekly has the rebound. 2-on-2, and Weekly takes it all the way to the glass. It's in. It's a 4-point Ellsbury lead, and Wellsville Middletown is stuck in the backcourt. And I do mean stuck. They finally move it across, and unfortunately, as they do, they draw the foul. That is against Megan Hagemeyer, her third already. Claire Henry's going to check in for her. Wellsville Middletown for 3. It's off the glass. That is against Tess Weekly, I believe, and Wellsville Middletown is going to shoot a 1-and-1. They trail by 4. And the shot misses. Kaylee Martin with a dangerous cross-court pass to Weekly. Weekly gives it up to Henry, and they're going to start the whole thing over as Kinsler steps in for the long 2. It misses everything. That one is against Claire Henry. Is that her 3rd already? It is. So Ellsbury with 2 of their bigger players in foul trouble already. Hagemeyer and Henry with 3 fouls. And the Lady Tigers are at the stripe. And the shot rolls around the back before deciding to miss. It's going to be Ellsbury's basketball. Here comes Tess Weekly, and she goes right to Kaylee Martin. Martin steps toward the top of the key and then swings back with the pass to Anna St. Pierre. That pass is picked off. And the Lady Tigers playing more aggressive basketball than I expected. They turn the ball over underneath their own basket, but they still only trail by 4. Weekly to Martin once again. Martin gives it right back. Tess for the 3. Yes. 16-9. Ellsbury needed that when they're up by 7. It is out of bounds. Last touch by the Lady Tigers. Out of bounds once again. Last touch by Wellsville Middletown. Martin inbounds to Kinsler, who hangs on barely. Weekly now from the top of the key goes right to Kinsler. Kinsler goes all the way back across. Can Tess do it again? Yes, she can. And it's 19-9. The Lady Indians go up by 10.
No.
That one is against Tyra Henderson, and it sends the Lady Tigers to the stripe. Number 3, Brooke Peckham, will be shooting as Kylie Kinsler subs in for Kaylee Martin. Peckham misses. Wellsville Middletown had the rebound. The putback is no good, but my gosh, they came to fight.
Up.
Kinsler finds Weekly over on the left side. Weekly gives it up to St. Pierre, who finds Henderson. Henderson's double teamed and draws the foul. Weekly now inbounds, and it nearly flew over Kinsler's hands, but Ellsbury hung on. Weekly now from the other side, no good. Kylie Kinsler keeps it in play. St. Pierre throws it away, and here come the Lady Tigers. Weekly tried to force the turnover, but Wellsville hung on. The shot misses, and Kylie Kinsler has the rebound. Tess Weekly brings it across for the Lady Indians and slows down near the top of the key. She backs up about 9 feet now. And we've got a timeout taken by Ellsbury. We'll be right back.
Tonight's game is not only a competitive contest between these two schools, but it's also an educational experience for the students involved. Because high school activities are about learning life values, your friends at this local radio station and the Missouri State High School Activities Association remind everyone to do their part in keeping our hometown sports a positive experience for everyone. When you attend your next game, do your part to help rekindle the spirit of citizenship by showing good sportsmanship. You'll be teaching a positive lesson, and you'll be preserving a proud tradition in the state of Missouri.
All right, we're back. A 19-9 Ellsbury lead. Just over 3.5 remaining in the half. Oh, and Henderson throws it away. The pass intended for Kinsler. And here come the Lady Tigers. The shot doesn't fall. They do draw the foul.
A little Christmas break rust, I think.
Well, I hope we don't have it. And the first charity shot misses. Second one doesn't. It's within 9. Madison Kinsler now brings it across for Ellsbury. Tess Weekly is enjoying a much-deserved rest. This is her first game back since her injury during the Winfield Boom Classic. Ellsbury so far has failed to convert, and Madison Kinsler puts an end to that. So the third shot attempt falls. It's 21-10. Something you never want your point guard to turn and ask. Hey, coach, what are we running? Wellsville now turnabout's fair play as Tyra Henderson forces the Lady Tigers to turn the ball over.
They've got a hurt player.
Wellsville does?
Yep, number 3.
I see that now. She's limping down there. They have no subs, as we've stated. That foul against Elizabeth Burdick, and it sends Tyra Henderson to the stripe. I don't know. I guess you play the next 2.5 minutes and hope she can come back from halftime, because you don't have any other choice. We've got a full timeout taken by Wellsville Middletown. We'll be back.
Are you familiar with or have you experienced water damage in your business or home? Even if the damage is small, repairs can be very costly, not to mention the unpleasant sight and smell of the damaged area. It's okay. Heartland Restoration is here to help. Give us a chance on your next project. Call 314-993-6377 today.
Ever wonder where your hard-earned money goes when you deposit it? It stays here, at home, to help make living here what we've all come to expect. We've got everything the mega banks do, but we've made a commitment to our community. So when you're looking for the right bank, see People's Bank and Trust. Troy, Hawk Point, Winfield, O'Fallon, Ellsbury, and Bowling Green. Financial security right here at home. Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
All right, 2:41 remaining in the first half. It's 21-10, and I have a funny feeling that they're attaching a little bit of time to that timeout. They called Ellsbury back. We're going to stay with you. Well, Gene Hackman was able to do it in Hoosiers. He just said, with confidence, my team is on the floor. Of course, he lost that game, as I
can
recall.
remember doing it with 4 in junior high school.
Mm.
It's not ever fun when you go into a game with just 5 players to begin with. But
no. But they're wrapping her pretty tight. That's why there's another delay. I think they're going to send her back out.
I don't know what other choice they have.
You can play with 4.
Well, yeah, it's just not something you
No,
prefer
it's
to do.
not. I'm wrong. Wellsville
they're going with
Middletown
4.
sends out 4. And Henderson, actually, well, they're going to let her walk, I think, for a second.
They let her walk while she's shooting free throws, probably.
Tyra Henderson, her first shot from the stripe is good. As is the second. It's 23-10. Nearly another turnover, but Wellsville hangs on. The Lady Tigers with nowhere to go. They are stuck on the outside. There's the bounce pass that's nearly lost from the top of the key, and the Lady Tigers sink it. And they bring it to within 10. You know what they say about a wounded animal being more dangerous.
They were hitting a few threes in warm-ups.
And just like that, they've got 5 back in the 2-3 zone. Or is it 2-1-2? I can't tell. Looks like 2-1-2. Now it's 2-3.
Yeah, they kind of tilted a little bit.
St. Pierre for 2, no good. Lady Tigers with the rebound. And Peckham is running gingerly on that. I think it's her right leg. It was taped, it was wrapped a little bit before the game. For 3, that one is
That's
not
way
good. Yeah, you could tell right from the start. And it'll come back to Ellsbury as Kaylee Martin checks in for Madison Kinsler.
Could have played that shot off as a pass.
A pass to a 11-foot tall person who wasn't there.
Sure.
But she couldn't plant it both feet. You know,
Right.
it couldn't be a jump shot. So I salute her for taking the shot.
Kind of hard to shoot off of one leg.
Yeah. Martin triple teamed almost. Gives it up to Kinsler, whose shot doesn't fall. It'll come back to Wellsville Middletown. With under a minute remaining in the first, I should add. Peckham's going to bring it across for Wellsville Middletown and set the whole thing up. She's got spunk. She goes all the way.
Draws a foul.
Wow. That's on St. Pierre too. That might be her, that's her second. I thought that was her third. And it'll send Peckham to the stripe. She banks the first right off the glass. I'm impressed, Chris, by this Wellsville Middletown team. I know I'm supposed to be partial towards Ellsbury, and of course I am, but I admire a fight when I see it.
They're not quitting.
Peckham hit them both. She brought it to within 8. Now it's a 2-3 zone. by Wellsville Middletown. St. Pierre to Horn. Ellsbury for two. Kaylee Martin banks it. Ellsbury back up by 10. For three, no good. They get the rebound. The putback doesn't fall, and Ellsbury has it back, barely. 6 seconds remaining. Martin to St. Pierre. St. Pierre for two, no good. And there's the buzzer, ending the first half. It's 25-15, a 10-point Ellsbury lead, and we'll be back.
You know, the people pulling the strings are usually hard to reach in today's mega bank world, but here at People's Bank and Trust, you deal with the decision maker. At our community bank, which is what good banking relationships are all about, we all live and work right here. With us, you pull the strings. We're People's Bank and Trust. Troy, Hawk Point, Winfield, O'Fallon, Ellsbury, and Bowling Green. Financial security right here at home. Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
Tonight's game is not only a competitive contest between these two schools, but it's also an educational experience for the students involved. Because high school activities are about learning life values, your friends at this local radio station and the Missouri State High School Activities Association remind everyone to do their part in keeping our hometown sports a positive experience for everyone. When you attend your next game, do your part to help rekindle the spirit of citizenship by showing good sportsmanship. You'll be teaching a positive lesson, and you'll be preserving a proud tradition in the state of Missouri.
People's Bank and Trust knows that every minute of your day counts, so it's good to have a few time savers on your side. Take internet banking, for example. It allows you to bank from home rather than having to make an extra trip to the bank just to check your balance, transfer funds, or view recent transactions. You can even pay your bills online, eliminating a trip to the post office for stamps. Best of all, People's Bank and Trust offers all of this free of charge. Visit us online at www.pbtc.net and sign up today. Just another example of hometown banking the way it should be. People's Bank and Trust, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Fans, when you attend a high school game, do you stand at attention during the national anthem? Do you cheer a good play by the opposing team? If your team loses, do you take it well in stride? If you have answered yes to any of those questions, you are showing positive examples of sportsmanship. Don't forget that when you attend high school events, young eyes are watching you for examples of acceptable behavior. By making a conscientious effort, you'll be helping our students grow into better citizens. This message has been brought to you by your friends at the Missouri State High School Activities Association and this local radio station.
You're listening to the Indian Sports Network, courtesy of the Ellsbury Democrat. Log on to www.ellsburydemocrat.com today.
Tonight's game is not only a competitive contest between these two schools, but it's also an educational experience for the students involved. Because high school activities are about learning life values, your friends at this local radio station and the Missouri State High School Activities Association remind everyone to do their part in keeping our hometown sports a positive experience for everyone. When you attend your next game, do your part to help rekindle the spirit of citizenship by showing good sportsmanship. You'll be teaching a positive lesson, and you'll be preserving a proud tradition in the state of Missouri.
At Ellsbury Pharmacy in Medicine Shop in Troy, we know what a pharmacy is meant to be. We take the time to know you and your healthcare needs. Most prescriptions are filled in 15 minutes or less, and we offer free local delivery and a friendly and knowledgeable staff to answer your questions. Better service, better value, better healthcare. Locally owned and operated and proud to be your local independent pharmacies in Ellsbury and Troy. Visit us online at medicineshoprx.com.
Are you familiar with or have you experienced water damage in your business or home? Even if the the damage is small, repairs can be very costly, not to mention the unpleasant sight and smell of the damaged area. It's okay. Heartland Restoration is here to help. Give us a chance on your next project. Call 314-993-6377 today.
right, fans, under a minute remaining in halftime. The score 25-15. This started out as a much closer game than anyone expected. In fact, Wellsville Middletown kept it to within 2 or 4 for a long, long time. Thanks to 3 3-point shots, I think, by Tess Weekly, at least 2. Ellsbury was able to put on a little more insurance than that. They lead by 10, but Wellsville Middletown is not going anywhere quietly. And all 5 players, Chris, came back after the break. For those of you who don't know, number 3, Brooke Peckham, was injured with under 3 minutes remaining in the half. She did come back in, and she came back up after halftime. So let's see what Wellsville Middletown, they're going to send them all 3 out. You got to give them credit. For Ellsbury, we're going to see Kaylee Martin, Madison Kinsler, Claire Henry, Anna St. Pierre, and Megan Hagemeyer. No, not Claire Henry. I'm sorry, Josie Horn. My fault. And there's a steal by the Lady Tigers to start things off. That's not good. And the drive to the basket by the Lady Tigers is no good. Hagemeyer has the rebound. Martin with the bounce pass to Horn near the top of the key. Horn gives it up to Hagemeyer, or excuse me, to Kinsler on the right side. Kinsler finds Horn over on the left. Horn took a look like she wanted that 3, but gave it up. Let's see if she takes it now. She does, and misses it all. It'll come back to Wellsville. And a nice hustle by Kaylee Martin to force it out of bounds, but it'll stay with Wellsville. Nice pass. The shot didn't fall, but the Lady Tigers have hung on, and now they finally lose it to Ellsbury. It's an odd game.
It is.
Not what I thought I'd be broadcasting, but. And that's out of bounds. Last touch by Ellsbury. Wellsville Middletown has a tendency when they get the ball anywhere near the basket to shoot straight up, or just straight out in front of them. Tess Weekly checks in for Josie Horn. Again, good passing by Wellsville Middletown. The 3 in and out.
Almost had it.
Yeah.
On 1 foot.
Martin to Weekly on the right side. Weekly wanted the 3. It's the bounce pass to Hagemeyer instead. Megan gets the shot up over the double team, but it doesn't fall. And the Lady Tigers control the rebound. And they found her down underneath. Number 3, Peckham, managed to get down under there with just one good wheel. Kinsler from the top of the key, off the back. Wellsville Middletown comes away with that one. Hagemeyer blocked 2 shots cleanly, as did St. Pierre, but there's finally a whistle. on Hagemeyer. That's her 4th, I think. Wellsville misses the first. It's number 4, Lucy Schneider at the stripe. Claire Henry checks in, as does Tyra Henderson. Megan Hagemeyer and Anna St. Pierre take a seat. The second shot doesn't fall, and Henderson has the rebound, so no damage done. Good work by Ellsbury to get it down underneath to Claire Henry. It's out of bounds. Oh, wow, it's out of bounds. Last touch by Ellsbury. Lady Tigers for 3. It's nowhere close. Rebounded by Weekly. Oh, and Madison Kinsler up against the potential triple team. Took steps.
And she knew what she did the minute she did it.
Yeah, the minute her body left the ground. For 3, Wellsville Middletown misses barely. Weekly pulls down the rebound against the double team and gets it to Kinsler. Kinsler to Martin at the baseline, and Martin lays it in. Good play. And it gives Ellsbury back their 10-point lead. Wellsville Middletown wanting the 3. There's the baseline drive instead, and Claire Henry, I think, with foul number 4. Sydney Pickard prepares to check in for her. And Kylie Kinsler comes back in as well, as Madison Kinsler has a seat. The Lady Tigers don't convert, and Ellsbury comes away with it. Here's Kaylee Martin now. She gets it into the hands of Weekly. Weekly goes to Kinsler. Kinsler inside to Henderson, who draws the foul, I think, against number 4, Lucy Schneider. Henderson for 2, no good. Rebounded by Wellsville Middletown, and Henderson called for the foul, her second. And the Lady Tigers get the basket and the foul. That's Peckham. That foul against Henderson as well, her 3rd already. Peckham misses, and it's rebounded by Ellsbury. I wasn't so sure there for a second, but we come away with it. 27-19. Martin to Kinsler. Kinsler gives it right back, and Martin's shot doesn't fall. Henderson with the rebound. The putback doesn't fall, and Wellsville has it back. For three. Oh, that was close.
Close.
Oh, and Tess Weekly called for steps. This one could get ugly. Anna St. Pierre set to check back in, and Wellsville draws another foul against Henderson, her 4th. Wow. All right, St. Pierre comes back in. The crowd on the other side getting rowdy. Can hear Ellsbury's bench hollering, don't reach, don't reach. Wellsville Middletown for 3, and it falls. Brings them to within 5, 27-22. Just over a minute remaining here in the 3rd. Pardon me. We need Tess Weekly to put up a few more back-to-back threes, but she is not looking confident right now. And what did they just call?
I'm not sure. I'm really not sure what happened.
All right, well, it's an Ellsbury turnover. 57 seconds remaining, and Wellsville Middletown has it back. They go to the basket. It doesn't fall. Tess Weekly manages to come away with it. That is against number 13, Elizabeth Burdick. And 24 does get the ball. Kaylee Martin steps in for the long 2. It's in and out, rebounded by the Tigers. What a strange game. Oh, and the offensive foul. Everybody in the stands saw that. That's Allison Ahrens. Nice ball movement by Ellsbury, and the shot finally put in by Kylie Kinsler off the glass. And the Tigers palming, I think, is what he was calling as he walked away from us. With 3.1, Ellsbury gets it back. They lead by 7. Kinsler inbounds. Weekly for 3 at the buzzer. No. All right, a 7-point Ellsbury lead after 3. We'll be back.
Ever wonder where your hard-earned money goes when you deposit it? It stays here, at home, to help make living here what we've all come to expect. We've got everything the mega banks do, but we've made a commitment to our community. So when you're looking for the right bank, see People's Bank and Trust, Troy, Hawk Point, Winfield, O'Fallon, Ellsbury, and Bowling Green. Financial security right here at home. Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
All right, back now for the final 8, and I promised Ellsbury's bench I wouldn't repeat anything I heard during timeouts, but I think they meant other stuff, so I'm going to repeat this. Coaching staff telling them that this score should be much different. They should be ahead by 70, not 7. And that's not taking anything away from Wellsville Middletown. Just coming into this game, the way it was stacked up, you would have thought that it would have been a disaster And Wellsville Middletown has made a game of it, and as I say that, they bring it to within 5. Martin's pass to Pickard. Broken up, or was there a foul? I think there was a foul. That is against number 4, Lucy Schneider. Megan Hagemeyer checks in for Anna St. Pierre. Pickard inbounds to Weekly, and Weekly slows it way down before giving it to Martin over on the left side. Martin with the bounce pass to Hagemeyer at the top of the key. That's not Hagemeyer's spot. She gives it up to Weekly and then heads into the double team. Off the glass is Hagemeyer. No good, but she draws the foul. Number 13, Elizabeth Burdick.
Believe it or not, at this point, Megan Hagemeyer is actually scoreless in this game.
And playing with 4 fouls. And she misses the first charity shot. And misses the second as well. It's rebounded by Wellsville. Good ball movement by the Tigers. For 3, and they sink it. 29-27 now, and how many times can a person say what a strange game in one broadcast? And it's out of bounds. Last touch by the Tigers. Madison Kinsler checks in for Kylie Kinsler, I believe. All right, Tess Weekly now. Gets it over to Martin on the left side. Martin gives it right back to her before it's knocked out of bounds by the Tigers. One of the referees warning Ellsbury's bench that he's heard enough. I didn't hear anything.
I didn't either.
Off the glass is Hagemeyer. It's no good, but there's a whistle. On number 11, Allison Ahrens. It sends Hagemeyer to the stripe. Ellsbury only leads by 2 now. Hagemeyer hits the first. Is that her first bucket?
That is.
And she hits them both. Nicely done. It puts Ellsbury back up by 4.
And now Ellsbury's going to full court press.
Nice passing by the Tigers. And the baseline shot
No,
doesn't
not
fall.
lucky.
Kinsler for 3. No good. That foul is on number 4, Lucy Schneider. And that's going to be a 1-and-1. Kaylee Martin misses, and Megan Hagemeyer ties it up to force the jump, and it's in Ellsbury's favor. Martin for 2 from the high post, no good. Rebounded by Wellsville Middletown. what I think would have been a long two. Misses. Tess Weekly pulls it down. Nearly turns it over, and Hagemeyer saves it. Weekly, called for the charge. Wellsville trapped in the backcourt, and they turn it over, and it's knocked out of bounds.
Almost get it back.
Yeah. Tess Weekly has a seat as Tyra Henderson checks in. Hagemeyer to the glass, it's no good. And the Tigers will get it back. Still 5 minutes left in this game. Oh, and the Tigers for steps bigger than life. Henderson now at the high post, hands it back to Kinsler. Kinsler off the glass, and it's good. That gives Ellsbury a 6-point lead. And the Tigers called for steps again. And we've got a timeout taken by Wellsville.
It may not require a textbook, but it's filled with valuable lessons. It may not take place in a classroom, but it's an ideal environment for learning. It may not involve a diploma, but it can help prepare Missouri's young people for life. It's high school sports. High school sports can play a critical role in a student's overall education. In fact, studies show that students that participate in high school sports are more likely to enjoy greater levels of achievement in their academic lives. If you think high school sports are only about competition, think again. Better yet, think about attending a high school sporting event in your community. You'll be amazed by what you see. High school sports, a winning part of a complete education. This message presented by the Missouri State High School Activities Association and the Missouri Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
All right, we're back. 4:38 remaining. It's 33-27 in Ellsbury's favor. They've started to open things back up. It was weird there for a little while. Pardon me. Oh, and Kaylee Martin called for steps, and Wellsville gets it back.
Not over yet.
My goodness. And the Tigers turn it over. Henderson now to Kinsler. Nice ball movement. They get it to Martin. She has to give it up, though. And now Kinsler's going to start the whole thing over. There's the pass to Henderson at the high post. Henderson hangs on to it, dribbles into the double team, and kicks it back out to Pickard. Kinsler now for three off the back of the rim, and Pickard pulls down the left-handed rebound. There's a steal. Here come the Tigers. And they dribble right out of bounds. Kaylee Martin takes a seat. Who came in for her? I missed it.
I'm not sure.
Sydney Pickard put up a great three-pointer that just didn't fall from the left side. And now the Tigers have it back.
Oh, almost got those steps again.
Oh,
in and out.
Out of bounds, and the Lady Indians will get it back. Boy.
You know, win, lose, or draw, you got to take your hat off to that Wellsville team.
Yeah, we do. It's like watching Rocky Balboa face Apollo Creed in Rocky 1. Kinsler finds Pickard. Pickard with the bounce pass to Weekly. Weekly for three from the right side, and she drains it. 36-27. And there's an Ellsbury steal by Hagemeyer. Good work, ladies. Weekly finds Pickard. Pickard with the bounce pass to Hagemeyer, who's triple teamed. She gets it to Henderson. Henderson steps in. The two doesn't fall. And the Tigers have the rebound. They also are, I don't know what to call that.
In a hurry.
In a hurry. That's, yeah. The Tigers for three. It doesn't fall. Rebounded by Henderson. Henderson to Pickard. Pickard to Hagemeyer. Hagemeyer gets it right back to her. There's the pass across court to Kinsler. Kinsler for the long two, which she buries. And it's 38-27. And the three-point attempt by the Tigers doesn't fall. Ellsbury had the rebound, but the Tigers forced the jump. And it's going their way as Kylie Kinsler and Josie Horn check back in for Ellsbury. Sydney Pickard and Tess Weekly have a seat. Kylie Kinsler knocks that one out of bounds. The Tigers for three, and it falls. That brings them to within 8 with a minute and a half remaining as Ellsbury takes a timeout, and it's a full.
You know, the people pulling the strings are usually hard to reach in today's mega bank world, but here at People's Bank and Trust, you deal with the decision maker. At our community bank, which is what good banking relationships are all about, we all live and work right here. With us, you pull the strings. We're People's Bank and Trust. Troy, Hawk Point, Winfield, O'Fallon, Ellsbury, and Bowling Green. Financial security right here at home. Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
All right, we're back. A minute 20 remaining. Ellsbury with an 8-point lead. And there's an inbounds pass from Henderson to Kinsler. Kinsler puts it in off the glass. And Ellsbury's back up by 10. That should do it, but I hesitate to say that in a game like this. Nice ball movement. They find her underneath. The shot doesn't fall, but the Tigers, did they force the jump or is there a foul? 1 and 1. The foul is on number 4, Lucy Schneider. And Megan Hagemeyer makes good on the first. It's an 11-point Ellsbury lead. She misses the second, but Kylie Kinsler pulls it down, and Ellsbury has a chance to run it down. And there's a foul by number 22, Hannah Slavinsky. It'll send Madison Kinsler to the stripe. Fans, the next game is set to start, and there's about 50,000 people out in the hallway waiting to pour in. I don't know that we'll get a player of the game interview. will try. The charity shot misses, and Ellsbury comes away with it. Henderson and Kinsler teamed up on that one. Kinsler for three, no, she swings over to Josie Horn, who gives it up to Kinsler at the high post. Kinsler's shot is in and out. Tyra Henderson pulls down the rebound and draws the foul with just over 30 seconds remaining. Henderson hits the first, and the lead is 12. Sophia Vaughn. Sophia Vaughn checks in as Kylie Kinsler has a seat, and so does Josie Horn. In for Horn is number 14, Caitlin Dowell. The charity shot misses. Dowell gets her hands on it long enough to force the jump. Ellsbury now on the outside. Vaughn finds Dowell near the top of the key. Dowell dribbles into the double team and gives it right back. Dowell now on the outside. The bounce pass to Henderson. Henderson to the glass. The shot's no good, but she's going to go to the line. That foul is against Allison Ahrens, number 11. And that is her fifth. She's going to take a seat. Henderson misses the first. And the second one doesn't fall either. The Tigers have it now with under 10 seconds remaining. And Kinsler knocks it away. The Tigers for three. No good. They might have gotten the sloppy two at the buzzer. As it is a 42-30 Ellsbury victory. And without stats in front of me directly to back it up, I am going to go ahead and I'm going to name co-People's Bank and Trust players of the game once again. I'm going to name Tess Weekly for coming back off the injury and having the poise from outside to open up a 10-point lead in the second, after Ellsbury had struggled to keep it to within 2 or 4. And then also I'm going to award player of the game honors to Tyra Henderson, whose spunk and fight in there netted us, 30 rebounds? Just about, Chris. I mean, I'm being facetious, obviously. But without the two of those ladies, this would have been a much different game. I'm not saying we wouldn't have still come away with the victory, but it would have been a very different game, as I said. And both of the next two teams are set to come in and take over our space, it looks like. So we are not going to do an in-person interview tonight. We apologize for that. We'll try to do that at least a few times from this tournament, but that's easier said than done. So a 42-30 victory for our Ellsbury Lady Indians. Congratulations once again to Tess Weekly and Tyra Henderson, our co-People's Bank and Trust players of the game, and we're going to say goodnight.